appear calm and self-assured, even if you don't feel it. You need to maintain limited eye contact and be at the same eye level when you try to mediate or when you try to resolve a conflict with the person who is conflicted with you. And you want to maintain a neutral facial expression. You want to not have your hands up or fists. You want to place your hands in front of you, your body in an open and relaxed position, and don't shrug your shoulders. You want to be, just relaxed, calm, and also being right or being kind. You can either practice being right or you can practice being kind.
Thank you. I think that's some interesting and good advice right there, Troy Clark, President and CEO of the Lead Institute. Keep up the good work. Thanks for being on The Read Factor. Good.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next time on The Read Factor.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, tens of thousands of dollars in rentals for government offices on Grand Bahama that are not being utilized. Also, the Disaster Reconstruction Authority set to revamp the small homes repair program. And the rate of COVID-19 infection continues to decline, but the death toll appears to be climbing. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Roll-Farkas, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this Monday evening, the government spending thousands of dollars on rental leases for offices that have not been occupied over the years. This revelation coming from the Minister of Public Services, Pia Glover-Roll, on her recent visit to Grand Bahama. As you'll hear in this report, one rental contract so far has been canceled. Tens of thousands of dollars may have been paid for offices that were rented for government agencies that are not being utilized. That is one revelation the minister responsible for the public service, Pia Glover-Roll, and her team disclosed while on Grand Bahama. The minister says that her ministry is also charged with accommodations of government agencies, ensuring that workers are in buildings and offices that are well structured and safe. But she says the accommodations team has looked at various properties that house government offices, and they have some serious concerns.
In particular, our DRA office that was being rented here, we have found that there's an unexecuted, a non-executed lease that was being paid for the space that is being used for the DRA to the tune of $83,000 a year. So, of course, we've had to cease that.
But this is not the only agency in question.
We're looking at other matters of that kind where it speaks to the mismanagement of the accommodation status of many offices or departments here in the ministry or in Grand Bahama. So our accommodations manager is here on the ground in Grand Bahama looking at those matters, seeking to ameliorate issues of leases that may not have been executed properly or leases that we may need to determine.
As investigations into these matters continue, the minister also taking the opportunity to meet with social services on long-standing matters that need to be addressed.
Took the opportunity to meet with them, to speak to them about their concerns and issues, and of course to document those issues in a way that we would be able to come back in a short time with amelioration of their matters. Many of them have matters that are long-standing that speak to confirmations, increments, reclassifications, and just general working conditions.
She adds that the Labor Relations Unit was also on the island meeting with unions.
As we continue with amicable working relationships with the labor unions in the country, of course, Grand Bahama is inclusive On my first visit, I would have had meetings with trade unions here in Grand Bahama, and now that our labor relations unit has been composed and is in place, we've brought our labor relations chief negotiator, Mr. Bernard Evans, assisted by one of our mediators, Ms. Indira Bain, to meet with all of the unions, the trade unions in Grand Bahama. The meetings were excellent. We look forward to continued amicable working relationships with the trade unions, not only in Grand Bahama, but across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, also emphasizing the importance of the Minister for Public Service visit to Grand Bahama.
And it shows the seriousness of her interest in Grand Bahama Island and the public service. It also is an indicator of how serious this David administration is taking Grand Bahama Island.
Glover Roll says the plan is to transform the public service, and that starts by reestablishing the Ministry of Public Service and Northern Regions Office to address concerns on a local level. Meantime, the minister responsible for the public service, Pia Glover-Roll, says that public service reform is on the way, and this means that resources will no longer be Nassau-centric. In an effort to deliver tangible services to the Northern Bahamas, she says the plan is to transform the public service, and that starts by reestablishing the Ministry of Public Service and Northern Regions Office.
We found in our visit that the office basically wasn't in a functional state to service the civil servants, the public servants of Grand Bahama, of the Northern Region. We found it is in a place where matters still had to be referred to New Providence. So in reimagining the way we do public service across the country, across the archipelago, we're here to ensure that we put in place a public service office that is functional and that is responsive to the needs of public servants across the country. Not only here in Grand Bahama, as we say, our office is going to also support the Northern Region.
Well, the Public Service Unit will seek to facilitate training and address challenges in the public service.
The helm of this restructuring is our head of the Public Service Office, Grand Bahama and Northern Region, Ms. Natasha Dean Saravia, and she is assisted by Ms. Tertania Miller, who are Grand Bahama natives who have a passion and a vision also for human resources and public service. And I'm happy to welcome them as they are the head of the restructuring that we will bring to the Ministry of Public Service Grand Bahama office.
Well, amid controversy over contracts issued at the Disaster Reconstruction Authority under the former F&M administration, the current chairman of the DRE says that they will not be distracted. This as he unfolds plans to revamp the small home repair program to assist residents 2+ years after Hurricane Dorian. The Minister for Grand Bahama adamant that the time is now to assist residents who have not received any help since Hurricane Dorian over 2 years ago.
It's a new day. We know what Grand Bahama has been going through for the past couple years now, since the passage of Dorian, and people have been hurting. I've spoken about it on numerous occasions, and they are still hurting. And so even though there's a disaster reconstruction authority, I believe that there was a lot that was done in terms of the administration of it, but when it came to the people really feeling the results of it, they haven't been feeling it like that.
As the Disaster Reconstruction Authority new board makes their necessary assessments and reviews of over the past 2 years, a financial audit is now underway to determine if there has been any irregularities as it relates to contracts up to the tune of nearly $30 million. But the DRE chairman, Alex Dorr, says this will not take priority over helping those who need it most.
There are a lot of distractions going on right now concerning the DRA. We are not being distracted by that. We're trying to get to work and do what needs to be done. We have to sort out the problems. We could make criticisms, but it's more important that we fix what we find is wrong. That's what we have been doing, and we're trying to make sure that relief gets to the people of Grand Bahama and Abaco where they need it the most.
Storr says the plan is to now look at how to revamp the program.
We had a small home repair project that I think was ineffective and didn't reach everybody who needed the help. And so those are some of the things that we're looking at revamping. There's temporary dome housing project that is totally ineffective and quite frankly is money overspent and not well spent. And so we're looking at ways to fix that, to make sure that the money is better spent and relief brought to the people who actually need it.
He adds that the DRA will also have access to funding from the government to complete the small home repair program.
That would affect those persons that have already been approved but haven't gotten their funds as yet. As I said, we're in negotiations to relaunch the small home repairs program where people can apply.
The chairman says a relaunch of the program is expected to be announced soon. The former managing director of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, Kay Forbes Smith, is hitting back at what she says is a conscious and coordinated witch hunt. Forbes Smith, in a statement, refuted claims that she stole and sold a generator donated to the government to assist Hurricane Dorian victims to the Grand Bahama Port Authority, calling it a bold-faced, malicious lie. Her comments coming following allegations that she sold a generator at the GBPA in the sum of $16,000. Forbes Smith, in her statement, says she acquired a generator to use at her home, and the process had been in the works before she got involved with NEMA. Now, she further disputed that the generator was ever in the government's or NEMA's possession. She says reasons that because the generator was not for residential use, acting on the advice of an electrician, she contacted the Freeport Power Company and a purchase agreement was made. The controversy comes as Forbes Smith is suing the government for more than $400,000 in damages after being fired as DRA head. A forensic audit is also underway into what has been described as stark mismanagement under the former administration. Switching gears now, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, along with the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, meeting with Junkanoo group leaders on Grand Bahama over the weekend to hear and address their concerns. The meeting taking place at the ministry's office in the C.A. Smith building. Our Ramiko Knowles was there.
Spokesperson for the association in Grand Bahama and leader of the Platinum Knights Junkanoo group, Thomas Curry, highlighting a number of issues relating to Junkanoo on the island, including the virtual Junkanoo parade. Curry pointing out that groups would like to host a virtual parade as soon as reasonably possible. In response, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture told the group leaders to set a date.
The last conversation I had with my director of culture was she was waiting on Grand Bahama to give her a date. The money is sitting there to be released. So I'm waiting on Grand Bahama to tell me when I coming back to see the recording of the virtual. I like Grand Bahama, you know.
Another critical issue for groups on the island is seed funding. Group leaders say that funding provided to groups on Grand Bahama for the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade is not on par with groups in New Providence. The minister asked members to present a proposal.
I will definitely promise you I will look into it, but I promise you it's going to happen because you know the times it is. But if it could happen, I assure you it will, because we're getting ready to prepare for a new budget, which is for July 1st. So this is the right time for you to approach me on that. And please send that request as soon as possible.
Now, there were also discussions surrounding the respect given to Junkanoo on Grand Bahama. The Platinum Lights leader noting that too often they are left out and they would like to prove themselves by making an appearance on Bay Street for boxing or Independence Day parades.
I believe you should come to New Providence. I've never seen Junkanoo in Grand Bahama other than on TV myself. You got my full support. If you don't ask, you will not get it. All right? If you don't knock on my door, then you will not see me. So I'm saying I intentionally come here because I believe that I should come here and chat with you guys and find out what's going on, how we could improve the situation in Grand Bahama.
And as it relates to the cultural extravaganza, Minister Boleg is hopeful that Junkanoo will return this year.
NJC and JCNP, I've had a meeting with them and I've told them to prepare themselves as if we're going on Bay Street. And I'm asking you guys to do the same thing. You leave it in the Lord's hands, and I believe that by that time, we have been able to learn to live with this. And I think things would be in better position that even if COVID is still here, we should be able to put protocols in place to allow Junkanoo to take place.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, commending the Sports Minister on meeting with group leaders and for his commitment to pushing the culture forward.
When we first were appointed, he made it a point within, I think, the first 2 weeks to visit Grand Bahama Island and to look at the facilities that were here and to really start the dialogue on how we move youth sports and culture forward and how we focus on the orange economy, because there's so much opportunities in the orange economy, in culture, in the creative industry, and assisting Junkanooers in being able to take Junkanoo to the world, really.
For Miko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Health officials in Grand Bahama providing an update on its vaccination program. According to Community Health Services Clinical Director Dr. Stacy Bevins-Lang, the numbers have declined and they're beefing up efforts to encourage more persons to take the jab. She adds that they will keep the centers open Monday through Friday.
Here in the Bahamas, according to the PAHO registration or dashboard, the Bahamas is approximately 38%. So we're still very low. 38% is not what we're aiming for. We're aiming for at least 80 and more. So in the meantime, we're just encouraging persons to come here to the vaccine center. If you're unable to register, we have persons on site who will help you register. If not, we ask that you register at vax.gov.bs.
Now, Lang also encouraging persons who received the second dose of the vaccine to get their booster shot.
For persons who would have registered and had their initial vaccines in the U.S. or abroad, we have also made provisions for those persons to come in and also get their boosters here. So that is not a hindrance anymore. It is important to get the booster because we have a continuous change in the variant, and it has been shown that the booster actually protects some persons from having major complications of COVID, especially the Omicron variant.
Continues to decline. 19 cases recorded in the latest dashboard, 15 in New Providence, 1 in Abaco, 2 in Exuma, and 1 in Long Island. Over the weekend, the Ministry of Health reported 9 additional deaths, including 3 cases that were previously classified as under investigation. Of the 9 deaths, 6 are from Grand Bahama, 4 women ages 61, 62, 48, and 85, and 2 men ages 59 and 67. They all passed away between January 19th and the 31st. Of the remaining victims, 2 are from New Providence and the other from Eleuthera. Hospitalizations are pegged at 44. 12 are in Grand Bahama, including 1 case in ICU. The Grand Bahama Community Park at the Royal Oasis Lawn, where the Our Garden Farmers Market Fest is held monthly, was targeted by thieves. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, says when he arrived at the farmers market early Saturday morning, he discovered that a vital piece of equipment was stolen.
I was totally disheartened. I was upset because I noticed that the pump that we used to fill up the water park, to circulate, to ensure that our fish, turtles, and wildlife survives, was stolen by some vandal. And to me, it was very discouraging and disappointing that someone would come out here and would vandalize and would steal such a vital piece of equipment that is necessary for the survival. And you know, it was not a good way to start the day. I was all excited. There were vendors were out here setting up for the farmers market and festival, and for that to happen, something that would block persons in Grand Bahama from putting food on their family's table, it was not a good feeling.
But Lewis says there is good news. After posting the incident on social media, they received some positive responses from the community.
We were contacted by Dave and Laura Charlton, and on behalf of the Prescription Parlor Pharmacy, 8 Mile Rock, they were able to come to our aid, as well as Lynn Lowe from Kelly's. She also called us up, and they're also able to make a donation. So now 1 was stolen. We have 1 to be installed today, and we have a backup So we have a welder. Again, the third partner that I want to thank is Justin Missick from Arc Welding. He reached out to us and said that he would come and he will weld a grill over the pump. We do have a cement base in place, and he'll weld a grill over that with an access panel, so that if we need to service the pump, need to change the filters, or do whatever to the pump, we'll have access, or we'll be able to do that in a more secure manner.
In news from the crime beat, police arresting 7 illegal immigrants in Bimini. Police say officers received reports of a boat docked at a marina on South Bimini with illegal migrants on board. When officers arrived, they observed a black and white 22-foot Hydra sport vessel docked at the marina. The officers then boarded the vessel and conducted a search, where they found 4 Jamaican males, 2 Romanians, and 1 Moldavian male, who are all found, and as a result, they were all arrested and handed over to immigration officers for processing. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Come on down now.
We have safely protected your lives, assets, and aspirations for over 100 years. That's a lot of protection. At BAF, we know that our commitment to you goes beyond a policy or an investment. It's a commitment. Find out how to grow with us. And if you are already with us, find out how we can help you grow even more. Because when you choose BAF, we are with you for life.
Look, I don't know who Sean they think I am, all right? I only win 2 BAISS championships. I deal with connectivity.
Alive. What do we got?
Well, we are 100% Bahamian owned. And we inspired all Bahamians to believe in best. And we delivered on revolutionizing telecommunications in the Bahamas. Not to mention, our network works in the good days and the bad.
Thank you. But I need you to go faster. Be better.
At Pizza Hut Freeport, you can enjoy 2 medium Pizza Hut one-topping pizzas, pan-thin crust, and a 2-liter Coke for just $23.05. Get your pizza your way for only $23.05.
Fat inclusive.
Pick your toppings and order today. Call Pizza Hut downtown at 352-9191 or Pizza Hut East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Direct Talk with your host David G goes on the road, live in the Turks and Caicos Islands, as we celebrate our heritage and culture. 2 countries, 1 people, 1 chain of islands.
Direct Talk live from the Turks and Caicos Islands, partially sponsored by Bahamas Air.
So put me together, break me apart again. No doubt about
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Today is the Universal Day of Love, and as people everywhere celebrate Valentine's Day, we begin our week-long series featuring couples who tied the knot and are sharing their love stories. Tonight, our first couple says for them, it has always been for better, for worse. Here are the vows with Jamila Mizik.
For better, for worse. To have and to hold from this day forward. It is a declaration Chad and LaJelfa Adams made to each other nearly 2 decades ago. The two will celebrate 19 years of marriage on the 19th of April, and they are still very much in love today. But how did it all begin? Well, here's how they met.
We both met through her sister, and we just developed a good friendship, and it just went on into something else. Had a few little hiccups along the way, but eventually this is what you see here today.
Yeah, eventually, as time went on, we grew closer. I still don't even know like when and how that happened, but we grew closer together. But it was just strictly friends at first. That was it.
2 sons, and 19 years later, they say they are still together because of the grace of God.
We just decided that we'll just be honest with each other. Sometimes the honesty hurt, but yeah, but we decided to be honest with each other, and we worked through the honesty. And basically, that's why we're here, and that's why we're at 19 years today.
For me, one of the biggest things was, do I need to cook every day? That was a big issue for me, because at the time when I was getting married, I really didn't know how to cook. And in our culture, being a female, that's like, you need to know how to cook to feed your husband. So I just wanted to know where his mind was with that, and to see like, okay, he said, well, it's no big deal, we'll see how it goes. And I was like, check. That was a plus for me. So it's like, okay, whew, I don't have to worry about that too much. So certain things I asked him to know where he was, as it stands for me being a wife and he being the husband, what were his expectations? And for me, that's what helped.
The couple says because their foundation was built on pure friendship, they were able to make it through the difficult times together. And for Chad and LaJelfa, it has always been for better, for worse.
Regardless of where we're at, no matter what we're going through, I was determined, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay, and I'm willing to tug it out. I'm willing to go through the hard times, because like I said, for me, I did not want to end up in divorce. I didn't want to have a failed marriage. So that was the thing for me. I really wanted to work hard toward it. If the things came up that, you know, would usually cause marriages to separate or cause friction, I wanted to deal with it.
Just want to say to those persons out there, married couples out there, you know, if you're going through a difficult time, you know, let separating or divorce be their last option. I know sometimes we say, this is it, I'm tired. But, you know, like I said, we didn't always have it easy. You know, people look at you from the outside, oh, they're a beautiful couple. But sometimes in the home, you're going through some rough stuff. But we worked through it. We got over the stuff, and we got over the things that started to get in between us. And trust me, we came from a far spot, and this is where we are today. Loving each other, loving our children, being a happy family. We don't have it all together, but I believe that we're doing a lot better than we were before. And I believe we're at the point now that nothing can separate us. We're not going to lose out on 19 years. I just want you to know that the day I told you I love you, the first day I told you that, I still feel the same way today.
Jamila Missick, ZNS Network News.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, number 3 Milton Street, wants a shower you would love with a 20% off store-wide sale for the month of February. Call 602-5467. Certain restrictions apply.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Happy Valentine's Day from Signature Choices, Grand Bahama's premier lingerie and gift boutique. Visit them in store at number 5 17th Center or check them out on social media.
Renew Day Spa offers quality spa wellness and therapeutic treatments that combine beauty and luxury with 2 locations to serve you. Freeport and now Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Immerse yourself in any of their many spa services. Facials, massages, manis, pedis, nail services, and body scrubs, just to name a few. Stop by for coffee, tea, or non-alcoholic wine and indulge in some boutique shopping with their fashionable clothing selection. Stock up on skincare products or treat a loved one to a spa gift certificate. Renew Day Spa. Relax, rejuvenate, renew.
Welcome to the My Professor and More, where our focus is to provide the innovation and provide the guidelines for our talented students in a variety of subject matters, from primary school all the way to university level.
Because of the Math Professor, my mathematical and public speaking skills have truly elevated.
At the My Professor and More, we see our students as being family members. Even though we strive in mathematics and public speaking, we cover all of those areas whereby students may be finding challenges. At the Math Professor, we strive for excellence. We strive for innovation. And through the techniques that we use, we continue to make a difference in the lives of hundreds of students each year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We welcome you to be a part of the family.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with Z&S to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
That's what I told her. Bring the winding thing here. This is Rick and Script, so show me emotion. Hey, wind and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Nika Charlton, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire Z&S News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, where are we with the 4th wave of COVID? Senators spread love. Tragedy grips a New Providence family. And the Rams take Super Bowl. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Amidst controversy over contracts issued by the Disaster Reconstruction Authority under the former F&M administration, the current DRA chairman insists they will not be distracted. This as he unfolds plans to revamp the small home repair program to assist residents 2+ years post-Hurricane Dorian. Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson reports.
The Minister for Grand Bahama adamant that the time is now to assist residents who have not received any help since Hurricane Dorian over 2 years ago.
It's a new day. We know what Grand Bahama has been going through for the past couple years now, since the passage of Dorian, and people have been hurting. I've spoken about it on numerous occasions, and they are still hurting. And so even though there's a disaster reconstruction authority, I believe that there was a lot that was done in terms of the administration of it, but when it came to the people really feeling the results of it, they haven't been feeling it like that.
As the Disaster Reconstruction Authority new board makes their necessary assessments and reviews of over the past 2 years, a financial audit is now underway to determine if there has been any irregularities as it relates to contracts up to the tune of nearly $30 million. But the DRA chairman, Alex Storr, says this will not take priority over helping those who need it most.
There are a lot of distractions going on right now concerning the DRA. We are not being distracted by that. We're trying to get to work and do what needs to be done. We have to sort out the problems. We could make criticisms, but it's more important that we fix what we find is wrong. That's what we have been doing, and we're trying to make sure that relief gets to the people of Grand Bahama and Abaco where they need it the most.
Storr says the plan is to now look at how to revamp the program.
We had a small home repair project that I think was ineffective and didn't reach everybody who needed the help. And so those are some of the things that we're looking at revamping. There's a temporary dome housing project that is totally ineffective and quite frankly is money overspent and not well spent. And so we're looking at ways to fix that to make sure that the money is better spent and relief brought to the people who actually need it.
He adds that the DRA will also have access to funding from the government to complete the small home repair program.
That would affect those persons that have already been approved but haven't gotten their funds as yet. As I said, we're in negotiations to relaunch the small home repairs program where people can apply.
The chairman says a relaunch of the program is expected to be announced soon.
Well, former managing director of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, Kay Forbes Smith, is hitting back at what she says is a conscious and coordinated witch hunt. Through a statement, Forbes Smith's refuting claims she stole and sold a generator donated to the government to assist Hurricane Dorian victims to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for $16,000, charging that's a bold-faced, malicious lie. Instead, Forbes Smith says she acquired a generator to use at her home and that the purchase had been in the works before she got involved with NEMA. She further disputed that the generator was ever in the government or NEMA's possession. Forbes Smith reasons that because the generator was not for residential use, acting on the advice of an electrician, she contacted the Freeport Power Company and an agreement was made to purchase the equipment. This latest twist to the DRA debacle comes as Forbes Smith has filed a writ suing the government for more than $400,000 in damages after being fired as managing director of the DRA. Meantime, a forensic audit's underway into operations at the DRA described as stark mismanagement under the former administration. Well, as suppliers and grocers have noted in recent weeks, inflation is here to stay. The result of that, an increased number of people feeling the brunt of tough economic times. Our Anthony Smith spoke to social services officials to find out just exactly how this change operates.
We recognize the spiraling cost of living, and so therefore we have to be responsive.
This level of hardship heightened by unprecedented spikes in global inflation, with spiraling costs at pumping stations and local grocery stores proving too much for many straddling lower socioeconomic lines. So, as prices increase, so does the number of persons needing social assistance.
What we're trying to do is come to grips with the magnitude of the issue. We're presently feeding more than 11,000 people per month. That's a high number, but to reduce the number, we have to create opportunities for them.
It's why Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Obi Walshcombe, says remediation will require a multi-agency approach and a search for new markets, teaming up next month with the Bahamas Agricultural Marine Science Institute to aid in decreasing local reliance on imported goods.
So beginning March 1st, our people who come and get assistance from us will be able to go and get packages that will be considerably less. They'll have to still go to the local stores to get more, but the truth is we'll be eliminating or reducing their cost and giving more value to the shrinking dollar.
A press release by the Consumer Protection Commission noting inflation has increased in the United States by almost 7%. The margin is suspected to be even greater locally. The state of affairs, increasing calls for a raise in minimum wage, an issue the Social Services Minister says is but a long-term priority.
We have to get this economy a little bit more vibrant. We have to continue the trend we're on now. We're on a good trend. And if we can continue the growth of the economy, then that discussion will happen more quickly than not.
Antoine Smith, ZNS Network News.
Well, in other news this evening, there's a bit of reassuring news about the local fight against the COVID-19 virus. But Director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, will tell you, as always, one's behavior determines what happens next.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we've flattened the curve at this time. We are, however, still in the fourth wave, and what we do makes a difference.
Coming on the heels of the emergence of Omicron's subvariant, though still just a number and a letter at this point, experts say it shouldn't be taken any less seriously. And according to Forbes, that's mainly because it's a lot like its big sister, so to speak.
Omicron is still really the predominating strain in most places. And it is a good thing that most persons with the Omicron variant will have less severe symptoms than previous variants. And the severity of symptoms can be affected by the COVID-19 vaccination status and other health conditions, age, and a history of prior infection.
Well, now for a look at the latest numbers, the February 13th dashboard showing 19 new COVID infections, 15 of them on New Providence, 2 on Exuma, and 1 each on Abaco and Long Island, making up the count, 10 males and 9 females. Meantime, that steady decrease in hospitalizations continuing, with health officials reporting that of the now 44 people being treated for the virus, 3 are on the intensive care unit. This while a recorded 16 people recovered on Sunday. Some 406 RT-PCR tests were completed, 2 of them repeats, while another 2 returned inconclusive results. Still on health news, a 10% value-added tax was introduced to medications on January 1st. But President of the Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association, Shantia McBride, says it's something many residents seem unaware of, and consequently, some of them are feeling the pinch.
In pharmacy, retail pharmacy, a few of the pharmacists have noted that persons are still coming in to purchase. The issue with the value-added tax at this time, I think, would be public awareness. Although a lot of persons heard it being within the news or a little, someone said that it's coming. Public awareness could have been broader. So now when they come into pharmacy, they notice that the prices increase. What I used to pay for last week has changed since January. So now we are giving them the knowledge that VAT has increased from January 1st.
While medications might now be more costly, McBride says residents should consider purchasing something cheaper or even generic drugs if that's an option.
So value-added tax, persons are still purchasing their medication. So that is great. That is always what we want, a person to continue their medication to treat their condition. Since value-added tax, you may need to speak with your pharmacist as to if a generic may be more feasible, more cost-effective for you now.
Still to come, will you be my Valentine? We'll tell you how the meaning of that request has changed over the years.
And remember to tune in to the Morning Edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, And together, we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a mega mashed potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. We offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road. And shopping is so easy with BOB credit and prepaid cards. It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here.
So tight. Is she going to get there?
I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
Well, love in the air today, especially on the East Street-based Windsor Park. This as the Department of Social Services, along with Urban Renewal, hosted a Spread the Love extravaganza. The 4-hour event saw people from all ends of New Providence gather for a sit-down lunch. There, they were treated to a meal, entertainment, and, of course, a few gifts. Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Obadiah Wilchcombe, explains the reason behind the event.
So today's issue is simply a way to reach out to provide hope. This is a commercially accepted day for celebration of love. Well, why should many of the people who simply will not be included in the commercialization of it be excluded? We'll always reach out and show them some love, but also to send a more salient message. And that message is that my colleague minister, myself, the governor of the Bahamas, that we're committed to bringing hope and relief to them all.
Minister of State for Social Services, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, adding that this is just one of the ways to spread positivity as we continue to navigate the pandemic.
It's just an event to show love and spread love in the community to those who are considered, marginalized, those who may be homeless, those who may not even, who feel brokenhearted and have no one to show them love. And because it's Valentine Day, what a special time to show love. And we decided to do it on the stage.
We'll talk about a bipartisan approach to spreading love. This Valentine's Day, members of the Upper Chamber donated money and produce from BAMSI to Great Commission Ministries to help with its feeding, sheltering, and other community initiatives. Great Commission Ministry President Bishop Walter Hanchel says the donation is timely, particularly as food prices increase.
Food in particular, because it has gone up, we get less for the same amount of money, which has put a great strain on us. So we are asking the Bahamian public to please, if you could, put something aside every week to assist Great Commission ministries so we could continue to feed the poor, to shelter the homeless, to care for those who are suffering and hurting. That is all we do. And we thank the Bahamian people for all the support that they've given us over the years. We are so grateful.
Senate President, the Honorable Lachelle Adderley, commended Bishop Hanschel and his team for their ongoing work in helping the needy.
Over 35 years, you have been serving the Bahamian. That's extraordinary, sir. And we thank God that you have survived your medical challenge and that you would continue to press on in these hard times where everyone needs a handout. And so we just want to thank you, the Bahamas Senate. We have assembled some funds from all of us from our personal finances, and we're presenting you with a cash donation to assist with the meat. And we've also brought some fruits and vegetables. BAMSI in particular has donated all of the fresh fruits and vegetables that you see here.
Well, the Bahamas will later this week host its first One Young World event at the University of the Bahamas, aimed at connecting impactful youth leaders across the globe. Co-sponsored by the Office of the Prime Minister and UB, the event adopts the theme Climate Action Roadmap to Climate Recovery in the Caribbean. The caucus will then focus on collaboration on climate change mitigation with global stakeholders and will allow participants to share key strategies throughout the region to mitigate against the impact of climate change. One Young World Bahamas Ambassador Shanae Smith says they're grateful the Prime Minister sees the significance of strengthening and deepening international partnerships aimed at such an issue. This particularly as the Bahamas, a small island developing state, is one of the most vulnerable nations to the effects of climate change. Well, an early morning hit and run leaves a man dead. Police say shortly after 1:30 Monday morning, they were notified of a vehicular accident involving a pedestrian on Prospect Ridge. When officers arrived on the scene, they found the victim lying in the street unresponsive. EMS later pronounced him dead. According to authorities, the deceased was hit by the driver of a small Japanese vehicle that drove away from the scene heading west. The identity of the victim remains unknown at this time. The investigation continues. The Court of Appeal has overturned the sentence of appellant Sean Moxey, who was convicted of fraud-related charges. Moxey was convicted last November of fraud by false pretenses and conspiracy to commit fraud and ordered to pay some $1,500 or 6 months in prison. He was also ordered to pay $500 in compensation or 1 month in prison. Behind the penalty, Moxey was accused of being in cahoots with another man to defraud the Shell Crossroads gas station on Blue Hill Road and Ponciana Drive of over $1,000 in gas, purported to be used on the credit of a local construction company. Moxey, however, appealed on the grounds that his conviction was not supported by the evidence, that there was no evidence to support the compensation order either. After hearing from both sides, the court agreed, indicating the decision to convict was unreasonable. The panel then allowed Moxey's appeal and quashed the sentence.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Are you looking for a romantic sip and paint experience on the beach during this beautiful month of love? Then sail on over to Blue Lagoon Island.
Yeah, well, we knew that as we come back on stream after post-pandemic times, we wanted to do something really special for Bahamians. We knew that this time was a little chilly, so people may not be too interested in going into the water. So what we're doing for Valentine's Day is actually a Valentine's Day special, which is scenic boat ride from Blue Lagoon. Once you come into the island, we have a beautiful scenic area where you can complete your sip and paint program. There you'd have as many lituations as you need. You can drink unfiltered there. In addition to that, you'd be able to get lunch while you're on the island. In addition to that, you'd have access to, maybe if you want to go and take a look at the animal areas, we have dolphins, sea lions, stingray programs, even sharks that we just added. So if you wanted to go around and take a look at those animals in their habitats, that's an option. Or if you just wanted to do a program with them, we can actually talk about what that would look like as well. The Bahamas is a beautiful place, and we sometimes just leave that bounty to our guest. And we want to just welcome everyone back to Blue Lagoon Island. We've made a lot of changes. We've done a lot of things to make sure to keep you safe. Outside is a good area to be anyway. But in addition to just being outside, we make sure to do everything that we can keep you safe during this COVID period that we're dealing with.
This package will be offered for the entire month of February for $99 per person. For more information, please visit www.bahamas.com. I'm Danielle Bodie, and this is Tourism Today.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
We get it. Life happens. And when it does, Easy Payday is here for you. Whether it's cash for school fees, a vacation, or even a loan consolidation, no matter what your needs are, we are here for you when you need us most. Eligible applicants can borrow up to $15,000. Visit us at our new location on University Drive. Give us a call at 603-0200 or apply online at easypayday.loans. Easy Payday loans are simple, fast, and easy.
Happy anniversary, My Gateway. Did you know that you can request and pay for over 35 government services on mygateway.gov.bs? Sign up today and access government services online with efficiency and simplicity. It's a celebration of a year of collective success on our digital transformation journey. My Gateway, making government work for you.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau, or 352-6676 for Freeport. Fidelity, we're good for
you. Hungry and looking for something so satisfying? Something to truly tantalize your taste buds? Then make it Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. Also serving up a variety of delicious wings, freshly cooked to order under 10 minutes. With 2 locations to serve you. Mall at Marathon, open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. And the East-West Highway, next to Solomon's, from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. That's Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. 393-3100.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Valentine's Day culture constantly shifting with some new customs being embraced. Our Crystal Darling tells us tonight more about today's Valentine's Day trends.
Valentine's Day is all about the love. And as time goes on, more and more people are finding new ways to express that love. We went to a few stores and asked what are some new trends customers are embracing. Shop Smart Operations Manager Tanya Hasty says that parents have been coming in looking for gifts for their children.
People are focusing on showing love to their kids more. You know, yes, you're going to have the love for one another, for the husband or wife, or the girlfriend and the boyfriend, where, you know, you take them the big arrangement of flowers, or you take them to dinner and the chocolates. But I notice that people are showing love to their kids, maybe because of the pandemic and the upheaval in their lives. But I notice they're coming in and they're getting the little teddy bears for the kids, you know, the little chocolates, the little gifts and memento for the kids.
And home fabrics crafter Shakia Walkeen says that some new trends are spillovers from Christmas and others involve DIY.
I noticed a lot of people using picks and Valentine decorations to redecorate Christmas tree from December, and they also doing like Valentine wreaths to put on their door just to be different. A lot of people, instead of purchasing a basket to save more money, they actually getting some teddy bears, balloon setup, some chocolates and champagne wine glasses, you know, to be creative and save some money and to create their own basket.
Cards are becoming ever so popular too. Partyland manager Mitzi Butler explains.
You're not able to express yourself to that individual, you'll be able to do it with a card. You know, because a card can say 1,000 things that you may not be able to say. So I always encourage our customers when they come in, to get a card, and get a nice card, because we have some really nice Valentine's Day cards that you'll be able to express yourself.
And Butler reminds us why it's important to celebrate loved ones.
This one particular day, it's good to go all out, especially if you have a significant other. And may I add, if you don't have a significant other, love yourself, okay?
Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Well, some great advice there, Crystal. As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. So just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
AF General and Health Insurance has you covered for everything that life throws at you. We are here to protect you and your family and everything you worked so hard to achieve. We cover you with liability, auto, home, marine, and commercial insurance. See a BAF General and Health Insurance agent today so we can have you covered. BAF for life.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Undecided about the COVID-19 vaccine or booster? Here are some facts to help you make a decision. The vaccine does not cause COVID-19 infection, and there's no evidence that it makes it worse. Approved vaccines are monitored for safety across the globe. Vaccines do not alter your DNA. The vaccine is effective against current variants of the COVID-19 virus. The vaccine can prevent severe illness if you do contract the virus. We're all in this together. Choose wisely.
Bahamas Fast Ferry's $20 million ferry in Abaco officially opened. Congratulating BFF on its multi-million-dollar investment and partnership with Baker's Bay and Discovery Land was Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, who was on hand for Friday's ribbon cutting and opening ceremony. The facility provides a staging area, ample parking, restrooms, a sheltered waiting area, and a first-class freight handling facility with 2 ro-ro ramps to facilitate the projected growth and development of Abaco and its keys. By its agreement, the Fast Ferries will transport staff, employees, and members of Baker's Bay Gulf and Ocean Club between Marsh Harbor and Baker's Bay. All hopes dashed for those of you counting on the return of the National Family Island Regatta. Initially called off in 2019, it's another no-show for the popular event this year, as Amajal Knowles tells us in this next report.
Sailing fans and local regatta enthusiasts, as officials announced that for the 3rd straight year, the National Family Island Regatta, normally held in Georgetown, Exuma, will not take place. Committee members citing the cancellation is largely due to the continuing uncertainty over the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairman of the National Family Island Regatta Committee, Danny Strawn.
Canceling this year's National Family Island Regatta was a painful one, but also it was a very easy one. Painful from the standpoint that we had so many persons, thousands of people, not just here in the Bahamas, but also abroad, who were looking forward, to this year's regatta after having canceled for the past 2 years. Also, the local businesses, vendors, hotels, rental cars, and all of those persons here on the island of Exuma. It's regretted that we had to cancel again, but many of them look forward to that event.
With yet another postponement, Strawn speaking to the impact to the Family Island economies.
If you take just the National Family Island Regatta, millions of dollars pass through this economy, each year whenever the event is being held. And also you can appreciate the fact that particularly the southern islands, they really have nothing going on in those islands. So they themselves look forward to a boost in their economy. And one way to do that is by having regattas in those islands. So we're hoping that we can all get this pandemic behind us and we can get back to some level of normalcy whereby we can in fact have regattas throughout the country, and which in fact would give a tremendous financial boost to all those economies where the event is being held.
As for when we could possibly see regattas held again?
I think the decision relies, with the Ministry of Health and Wellness. They're the ones who are in charge of making sure that events can happen and happen in a safe, environment without being, a super spreader, for the country in general. We can, in fact, I think, have sailing, but the other component of that is that people just don't want to see sailing all by itself. They want to see sailing whereby you can also have the land-based activities, which includes, vendors, selling, their products on shore, etc. Hotels being able to have people come down and live in the hotel and to enjoy the event. So it's a sort of collaborative effort with, the sailing and also the business houses and vendors.
For ZS Network News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. We have a few clouds floating around outside of our studios. The temperature is 72 degrees, relative humidity at 64%, northeast winds at 15 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,021.8 millibars, that's 30.19 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 66 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Torquay, Marsh Harbor at 68 degrees. The Berry Islands, 71, 69 in Alice Sound, Bimini, 71 in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, St. Andrews at 72 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, 73 degrees. Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key also reported 73 in Georgetown, Exuma, 75 degrees there. Regatta Island at 77, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, 77s, 78s in Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Acklands, Matchitown, Inagua, 79, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas tonight, north to northeast winds at 15 to 20 knots. That means caution flags up for your boaters. Wave fights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Low tide, that will take place at 33 minutes past midnight. And then tomorrow for all areas, northeast winds increasing 15 to 25 knots. Very rough seas tomorrow, 5 to 8 feet. Advisories will be in place for your boaters. High tide 6:56 in the morning, low tide at 1:23 in the afternoon. And then midweek on Wednesday, all areas once again, easterly flow 15 to 25 knots with 5 to 8 foot seas. So those advisories will continue right into Wednesday. High tide will take place at 7:34 in the morning with the low tide at 1:59 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures. And they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rollin' with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rollin' with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. Well, it was finally the big day after the 2-week-long buildup. It was time for Super Bowl 56 between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. And in the end, the Stars would take over, reeling after losing Odell Beckham Jr. to a knee injury and a disastrous start to the second half. The Los Angeles Rams are seemingly becoming the latest team to fall victim to the Bengals' playoff formula, but would rally for the 23-20 win. Then, with the all-in team on its way out, the Rams' two best players took over. First, Aaron Donald helped shut down the Cincinnati offense, which followed a 75-yard touchdown to start the third quarter, with the Rams stalled in offense. Cooper Kupp was unstoppable on the final drive. He would finish the game with 8 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns and go on to win the Super Bowl MVP. The annual tradition, myself along with sports editor Charles Fisher and a host of other local sports media met up at the Sea Glass restaurant at the Cove at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort to watch the big game, and it certainly was entertaining, albeit even though I picked the Bengals to win and they fell a field goal short. Shout out to the good folks over at the Atlantis Resort for hosting the event. In international basketball news, Bahamian Jonquel Jones continuing to show why she's arguably the best female basketball player in the world. In the latest window of the FIBA World Cup, Jones posting 36 points and 23 rebounds for Bosnia and Herzegovina in their 87-82 win over Japan. Jones would go on to win the MVP of the tournament over the weekend. Jones continuing to build on a stellar international playing career. In her last appearance for BIH at the national team level, Jones delivered a series of dominant performances performances at the FIBA's Women's Eurobasket 2023 qualifiers in November. She finished with 30 points and 17 rebounds in an 80-64 win over North Macedonia, a career-high 44 points and 22 rebounds in her team's 87-81 win over Belgium. The second leg of the qualifiers will take place later this year when Bosnia and Herzegovina will face Germany and Belgium. And organizers are hard at work preparing the playing fields at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex for the upcoming Babe Ruth Caribbean Championship set to take place in July. But over the weekend, a monkey wrench was thrown into their plans. Charles Fisher has more.
Executives and workers of the National Sports Authority are busy getting these fields at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex ready for a major tournament later on this year. But when they arrived here early this morning, they got a shock of their life.
Up to yesterday, everything was yet intact. But when we showed up this morning, we discovered that some 160 foot of the fencing that we have just installed on Friday and Saturday has been removed from the facility.
NSA venue manager Lawrence Hepburn pointing out that over 160 feet of fence was removed from the starting point in midfield all the way round, and it will cost extra to replace.
And with the effort being made out here by all, it's sad to see that someone would take the opportunity to come here and do something like that. It's a financial strain. The individual that is doing the fencing for us, it's disheartening for him also because he's putting in the effort. He's have all of his team out here. They're turning down work to come and assist us. And to see this happening, it really bothers him.
Anthony Swaby of Reliable Fencing is responsible for putting up the fence and explained the work that went into it.
Put up the fence and the total was but a 2-day job. But they could come because it's just a wire. That they could come in the night and 2-3 hours, the fence is gone. If you know about fencing, I mean, it's easy to calm down. And you just got to go into an additional expense now, better for curing the fence, either tack welding it or something. But that's an expense you should not have to go through. Okay. Knowing the amount of time and effort NUA is making an attempt to get these fields ready for the tournament, for someone to feel that they could just come and move the fence with no regard.
The matter has now been reported to the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
And that was a look at sports on this Monday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Got the fence good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, receiving a personal invitation to partake in Food, Agriculture and Livelihoods Week at Expo 2020 in Dubai.
I was invited by Her Excellency Miriam Al-Maher, the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, who also has agriculture under her portfolio. She's not just invited me to attend the summit, but also to be a guest speaker to speak to our challenges in the agricultural sector in the Bahamas, and also in hopes to find ways to connect with other countries that have had similar challenges and have found ways to be successful in the sector.
The Agriculture Minister will be delivering a speech on the Bahamas' goal for food sustainability, as well as discussing the current impact of the global food distribution crisis at the 2-day Food for Future Summit.
So we'll be traveling with a total of 19 persons, which include leadership from BAFSA, from BAMSI, from BAIC, from the Department of Marine Resources, from the Department of Agriculture, along with members of my ministry. The trip would cost an estimated around $25,000 per department, and we're looking to gain a lot of knowledge. Some of the main challenges that, and you know, I've spoken a lot to this, is definitely technology. It's modernization, and it's getting persons involved in the sector. I think that for the most part, we've seen that a lot of farmers are of age, and the transfer of knowledge is not happening. So we've missed a generation, or possibly two, and we're looking at engaging young persons and finding newer ways where they're able to not just get engaged in the agricultural sector, but become successful farmers.
According to Sweeting, he is hopeful that the Bahamas will have the opportunity to network and to adapt new farming techniques.
Israel has done a wonderful job of providing food for their people. Dubai is in the middle of the desert, and they're growing, doing pretty well there. So we're hoping to hopefully find some way to bring that technology home.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here.
So tight. Is she going to get there?
I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
It's February, and you will absolutely love the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12-ounce, $2.29. Brunswick mackerel, 15-ounce, $1.79. Best Value whole kernel corn, 15-ounce, 2 for $2.19. Boneless chicken breasts, $2.99 per pound. Pork chop ends, $1.99 per pound. If you love to save, you will love shopping at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Shoppers are shopping in Nassau. Variety disposable products versus the other guys. $120.40 versus $150. Variety disposable products, 25% savings. Bingo, save $3. Padilla, save $2. Bounty hand towel, $1. And that's how the smartest shoppers saved over $30 on this cart at Variety Disposable.
300 students who achieved 5 A's or more in the 2021 BJC and BGCSE national exams were honored in the annual National Examination Awards ceremony. Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, Glenys Hannah Martin, noted that their achievements came amid many challenges.
Subject to the shocks created by this pandemic. For you too, these have not been easy times. It is no doubt your focus and your determination, your discipline and your sacrifice has you here today.
Christopher Knowles of Queens College was the top achiever with 13 A's. The Hannah Roll of H.O. Nash Junior High was the top BJC achiever with 9 A's and 1 B. Boys produced the best Family Island results this year in both BJC and BGCSE, and both attend the Samuel Guy Pinder All-Age School in Eleuthera. Minister Hannah Martin told achievers to never forget the Bahamas.
I trust that as you go into the world to pursue higher and further education, you will always claim us as your own, and that you will always understand and remember that it is this Bahamas that catapulted you into the world. And that as we grow as a nation and evolve as a people, we will look for you to find your way back. You will always be needed to contribute to our collective success and to our future strength.
Food for thought. For Ed Talk, I'm Vaughn Allward.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that front boundary now across the southeast Bahamas and will continue to drift towards the south and east, leaving behind a building high pressure, which will generate some very strong winds over the next several days, taking us right into Thursday before we see some letting up on Friday. Tonight, we are going in for partly cloudy, breezy, and snuggly conditions. Low temperature around 66 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be partly sunny and very breezy with a high temperature of 76 degrees. Extended weather forecast, very breezy, as we told you, right into Thursday. We'll see more sunshine on Thursday. The weekend is looking pretty nice. And as we said, those winds should fall off over the weekend. So if you're into boating, it seems as though this weekend will be your best bet. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And from all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.